it to the military rather than have Congress mandate whether to end Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Yes, sir.
I've got to take a time out. John Adler is in my studio. Jon Runyan is in my studio. I'm privileged to have both of them here. We'll come back to this conversation and cover more issues of the day in just a moment. I'm Michael Smerconish. Hey, welcome back. I'm Michael Smerconish. All eyes on New Jersey's 3rd Congressional District, where John Adler is the Democratic incumbent. Jon Runyan is the Republican challenger. Both men in the studio with me right now. Congressman Adler, the Justice Department just announced that it's suing Arizona to stop implementation of the state's effort to thwart illegal immigration. Did the Justice Department make the right move in bringing that suit?
You can certainly understand why Arizona took action on its own. The federal government has let this immigration problem get bigger and bigger over the last 20 years. We have 12 million, maybe 15 million people in this country illegally. In many cases, they're taking American jobs. They're taking jobs away from Americans. So I understand why every state would try to take action. I think, frankly, the federal government is really the source of the solution over time, and it's a 2 or 3 part solution. One is putting up better walls, better barriers to keep people from sneaking in from Mexico. That's clearly the source of most of the illegal immigrant traffic coming north through Mexico. I think a bigger long-term solution is punishing those employers that create job opportunities. People are coming here for a reason. They're getting a job from some American company that's knowingly breaking the law or negligently not checking to see people's citizenship status and letting people who don't have the right to be in our country, who are breaking the law by being here, can get a job here. That's what's wrong. That's really the long-term solution. It's a disgrace that over 20 years this problem's gotten worse and worse. So you understand why states are taking things into their own hands. The federal government has failed to do its job.
Jon Runyan, did the Justice Department do the right thing in suing Arizona?
No, I don't think so, because it comes down to, again, it's political posturing and finger pointing. The federal government has not done their job by sealing the border. And the state of Arizona is quite frankly frustrated and scared of what's happening there. It's a cry for help of the government to actually do what they're supposed to do and seal that border. That is the number one step to this whole battle.
Congressman Adler, why link border control with the path towards citizenship? Why is the president, as President Bush prior to him, pursuing this comprehensive program instead of convincing America that we've got control of the border and then deciding what to do with the 10 to 12 million who are here illegally? Why always the linkage?
Well, I also don't understand why you'd even be talking about amnesty. Not you, but why people of both political parties are talking about amnesty over the last number of years. These are people who are criminals. They've broken our law by sneaking into this country or staying here after their tourist visa has expired. They are criminals, and they should be treated as such. It should be border control. It should be border security with our National Guard guarding the borders, and it should be punishing the employers that are creating the job opportunities. That should be an immigration policy, not somehow amnesty or letting people get in the back of the line but stay in this country in the meantime. It's about choking off the job opportunities and shutting down the border to keep America safe and to get the jobs back in the hands of Americans.
Jon Runyan, should it be a 2-step process or a 1-step process? Border control and a path towards citizenship, or one and then the other?
Well, it's obvious there is a legal way to enter this country. So we have to secure that border to make that process legitimate. There's people either going under the fence, over the fence, around the fence to get here, and they're avoiding the process that all of our ancestors had to go through to get here. There's a legal way to enter this country. We have to not allow that traffic to happen on a daily basis.
Congressman Adler, would you vote for a comprehensive solution, one that focuses both on border security and a path towards citizenship?
Well, what I want is to punish the employers that are creating the job opportunities, to secure our border, to make America safe, and to make sure that the people who play by the rules get a chance to thrive. So the people who are waiting legally to get in this country and are waiting year after year to get green cards, to get citizenship opportunities, that those people get rewarded, not the people that are breaking our laws.
Jon Runyan, would you vote for comprehensive immigration reform as that term gets kicked around currently?
Well, I think Daniel Moynihan quotes all the time, correctly all the time, that government does nothing big well. And comprehensive plan is going to create a lot of confusion. There'll be a lot of things thrown in there, much like our healthcare law, that do we really need? Let's break it down and do it part by part. Secure the border. We'll deal with, once that's taken care of, we can deal with the other issues.
There are apparently 700 to 1,100 per day apprehensions that are made in the Tucson sector alone. That's according to Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords. 240,000 apprehensions last year just in the Tucson sector, which I think begs the question of, if that's how many are being apprehended, how many are getting through?
Well, we know there are probably 15 million people in this country right now breaking our laws just by being in here, by sneaking in here. And actually, it's about half the people sneak in. Other half the people come in legally as visitors, as tourists, as guest workers, then stay beyond the term of their visa. But whether they're sneaking in under the fence, over the fence, or whether they're coming in and staying too long, they are breaking our laws. They should be punished. They shouldn't be somehow rewarded and let to jump ahead of the line. They should be sent back to their countries and have to obey our American laws.
John Runyon, do you have anything else on that? I've got just 15 seconds left.
Well, I think when you look at it, a lot of it is there are laws on the books that are being overlooked and not enforced. And not only immigration, many other aspects of government. And that's where we have to start. They're there. Let's enforce them.
John Runyon is the Republican candidate. John Adler is the Democratic incumbent. Both men in studio with many more issues to go over. I'm Michael Smerconish. We're back in just a sec.
Michael Smerconish.
Hey, welcome back. It's Michael Smerconish. Yes, we will podcast this entire conversation at smerconish.com, and we will get that done by, give us an hour after the conclusion of this conversation. So, among the 50 to 60 competitive congressional races in the nation, New Jersey's 3rd congressional district, the Cook Political Report, by way of example, has listed this race among the most competitive in the country. The incumbent is a Democrat. His name is John Adler. He has represented New Jersey's 3rd congressional district since January of 2009. Before his election to Congress, Mr. Adler served in New Jersey's state Senate for 17 years. John Runyon is the Republican challenger. He's a former professional football player, spent 14 seasons in the NFL, was a Pro Bowler, is a graduate of the University of Michigan. Guys, I understand that there's a difference of opinion between the two of you pertaining to offshore drilling, including off the coast of New Jersey. John Runyon, tell me your position about offshore drilling.
Well, first of all, I know Congressman Adler has kind of been all over the map on his stance. In 2008, he was against it, and as of recent, he's been for drilling where it's available, just a matter of weeks before the oil spill. I bring it down to a states' rights issue, 10th Amendment. If the states want it, they can do it. Obviously, the state of New Jersey, the governor, and the legislature is not going to have it, so it's not going to happen here. But as a country, we are very dependent on oil. And because of that, we are consuming a lot of foreign oil, which I believe is a national security issue. We're funding terrorist organizations overseas, countries that are our enemies, and we're giving them all types of money. There was a tragic loss of life, a huge environmental impact of what happened in the Gulf. Yes, that's a problem. But again, we revisit that thing. There are a lot of regulations. There was a lot of oversight there that, the regulations weren't applied, which led to this disaster. There's rules in place that were not followed. We don't have the most advanced technology in the world. There's countries like Venezuela that have more technology on their rigs than we do. Why is that not mandated to be in place? All of that compiled together led to this disaster. And until we become not so dependent on oil, it's a problem. And it's something we have to work on. We've worked on it, since the mid-'70s to try to get off of oil, and we have not done that. I think we've kind of pegged ourselves in a corner that we are a country that relies on oil because we have not developed things like nuclear energy. Yeah, we're trying to develop solar, wind, biomass, all that type of stuff. It's just not economically feasible to do it because it's so expensive to do. We have to get off of foreign oil and use the oil we have here to turn this situation around.
Congressman